let me ask you this, man, because you've been depicted in a lot of movies now, and that's all I can go off because I wasn't there back then. The way they paint your character in these movies is that you had a very great dislike of hip hop, that you didn't like it.
That's the biggest lie I ever fucking told, man. I'm
Yeah.
the first motherfucker to bring a hip hop act to Los Angeles. I'm the first one to bring Curtis Blow and Run DMC to LA.
No, let's say they say he didn't like gangster shit.
No.
That's what they're saying.
No. Understand this.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Understand this. When it came to NWA, my only problem with them was the fucking name, man. I'm born in the 50s. I'm 66 fucking years old. As I grew up as a young man in Compton, when I heard somebody call somebody a nigger, it was a negative connotation. It was nothing. It was not a term of endearment. It was not a term of endearment. My daddy saw, oh, look at that nigga. Oh, my God. That nigga, don't nigga your car up. Shit like that. That's my daddy told me that shit. So I couldn't get with the name. Second of all, when they first came out, they were not doing gangster rap. They were doing reality rap. Something to dance to. Panic Zone. Charles Wright songs. What you know what I'm talking about? When they was in jail. Express Yourself.
Yeah.
That was what they was doing. Where I think the biggest problem we had on the West Coast is, man, is people don't realize, most of the cats don't know what the fuck I had to go through to get this shit, keep this shit going. I'm not going to take credit by myself. I can't do that. I cannot sit there and tell you Lonzo did the West Coast by himself. That's bullshit. Lonzo had Roger Clayton from Uncle Jam's Army, rest in peace. Unknown DJ. We the three musketeers of this shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm the only one doing the goddamn talking, though.
And see, I know you can't speak for Unknown, and I don't know that brother.
Right.
But if 8 would have had some legal representation, because you wasn't even 18 yet, was you?
No.
And so took 8's publishing. And I ain't trying to hold you accountable for that. Cause
Let me tell you something. This is what I say when it comes to. I always tell niggas had to pay their dues. That's why I look at it like now. I'm 52 years old. But I tell every nigga that a lot of us had to pay our dues when it came to getting into the music business. I had no fucking idea how I was going to actually make a record. I used to be in the garage at the homie house making TDK tapes like Toddy T, talking about the hood, rapping about gangster shit and niggas who sold dope and the homie who went to the fucking jail last night. So by the chance meeting of Lonzo, getting on the Compton compilation is how we met Unknown. Unknown had Techno Hop. Unknown had Ice-T, Your Dog in the Wax, You Don't Quit, songs like that. He had King T. He had The Coolest and You Better Bring a Gun. So from there, going to Lonzo's, fucking with Slip, we met Unknown. Unknown had Techno Hop. I think we put out a fucking...
An EP.
We put out an EP on cassette. This is Compton. It had 3 songs on it, I think. Give It Up, This is Compton, I Give Up Nothing. The plan was, what Unknown told us, was that our record was finna come out through West Coast record distributors.
Okay.
That's what he told us. So I guess at the time, that's when y'all was going through y'all shit.
Yeah, we're still cool, but shit changed.
Shit started changing, and then Unknown ended up meeting, I forgot the dude name.
John Smith?
No. He ended up meeting a white dude who worked for Par Records. They had Par Records back then.
Chuck Fassett.
Yes. And through Chuck, he met, I forgot the dude's name, but the dude had ties with Orpheus and Capitol.
Right.
So Unknown took them all. This is Compton.
Charles Huggins.
He met Charles Huggins and some white dude who worked. He ended up working for Morgan Creek, the film company. It was a white dude, but they took the This Is Compton EP, took it up there, and that's how Unknown got a deal for us. Now, I signed a recording. Honestly, I know shit about publishing. I know shit about it. I know nothing about writing your own songs and none of that shit. I was fucking 17, 18-year-old kid from Compton. I wanted to make records. That was my dream. You get me? Nigga was in the hood every day, selling dope, getting shot at. So it was my dream to, you get me, to make records. I didn't know technical shit. Unknown, I signed a contract with Unknown. It was a recording contract. I ain't know nothing about publishing. Unknown took a publishing exhibit and he stapled it on the back of the recording contract. That's how he was able to control the publishing. So, but I didn't know.
You get your writers?
No. Unknown didn't give me nothing.
You're supposed to get even if you got the publishing, you're supposed to get your writers.
I didn't get anything. Unknown.
That's
Unknown. I think Capitol gave Orpheus $250. Charles pocketed $160. Just fuck it. And then that left Unknown with $90,000 for us to do the first CMW record. And I don't know, I might have got about maybe $7,500.
He gave me $1,500 as a parting gift. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. He gave me about, I don't know, maybe $75,000. I really couldn't tell you. I was just a kid happy because I had a record contract.
Well, you got the Suzuki too, right?
Yeah, I got the Suzuki.
You have brakes on this motherfucker?
Yeah. Unknown gave me the Suzuki, and he gave me about...
He gave you his Suzuki?
Yeah, he gave me the Suzuki. Yeah, the Suzuki Cindy used to drive.
Right.
And I had the Suzuki, and nigga, we was mashing. Nigga, 6 a.m. radio stations at K-Day, and, I'm writing all the songs, Slip doing beats, I think we did like 3 records up under Unknown, under Big Beat, before I started going. I'm still living on Johnson Street. You get me? Unknown had moved to Encino. Unknown had the German Shepherd.
Killer dog.
Yeah.
Motherfucker spoke German. Dog just speaking English.
That nigga said the dog spoke. Hell yeah.
Nine.
So, but...
How much Unknown spent on that dog?
Shit, at least about 15, 20 grand.
Like that
Yeah.
Custom trained.
Yes.
Whole 9
Yeah.
yards.
Nigga, I'm still living on Johnson Street, driving a Suzuki around. And so I'm like, we got into it one day because I started going on the road. And a nigga took $1,000 out my checking account because, he was cool with the bank. He went into my checking account, took $1,000 out, and went and bought me a portable DAT machine. I said, nigga, I don't need that motherfucking shit. What the fuck I need nigga, I need my money. I don't need a DAT machine. He was like, nigga, you stupid. You need to, and from that day, we fell out. And
he couldn't even go buy the DAT machine for you.
I remember we was at the studio. We was at Slips that night. And I was pissed off that the nigga had spent $1,000 of my money. We was over Slips getting low. Slip used to get loaded as a motherfucker. We at Slips' house getting loaded. Unknown over there, too. He leave his checkbook. Me and Slip go through his checkbook. We seen he had just got a publishing deal with MCA for like $70,000. And they gave me $2,500. I wrote every fucking song on Music to Drive By, on fucking Straight Checking Them, on fucking It's a Compton thing. He gave me $2,500 and walked away with 60, whatever he walked away with. And that's when I said, I got to give me an attorney. And that's when we split the deal. And that's when I finally was able to break away from Unknown. And I never tried to sue him. I never tried to do none of that shit. I chalked it up as I had to pay my fucking dues. You get me? That's where I looked at it. I never had any regrets about it. Other niggas was like, nigga, if I was with you, nigga, we would have went at that nigga. But I looked at it as, how else would I have gotten the business? You feel me?
Right of admission.
So that's what I looked at it as. And I tell every nigga, I had to pay my dues. And if that's what you want to chalk it up as paying my dues, because in the end of it, I'm here right now. My career went, it went cool. I didn't hit Dre and Snoop status, but like I tell niggas every day, I'm comfortable where I'm at. You feel me? I don't have no regrets at all.
You know what, dude? I can respect that, man. I tell cats all the time, man, you should have did nothing. That ain't what I do, man. It's just certain shit I don't do. Okay? When you got to understand, going back to hip hop for a minute. Hip hop at one point in time was just like House Party versus Boys in the Hood, just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like watching you watching House Party on one channel, you turn the channel and there's Boys in the Hood. That's how this shit changed. Niggas went from Gumby haircuts and dancing around and hopping around and shit to shooting at motherfuckers, just like that. Crack, dude, that's how it flipped up. Crack changed everything. I didn't see the major effect on it because by the time the Eve didn't feel it, because niggas were still snorting powder cocaine at the Eve. That was the drug, powder cocaine.
Yeah,
and Sherm.
We couldn't come up to the Eve, man.
That was the fucking drugs. And then by the time I got to do those, my crowd got younger, so I didn't see a lot of drugs. Plus, I had the police at the front door. I didn't see a lot of drugs. My neighborhood changed. Where I grew up at changed because cats were selling pills. Now they were selling weed, but now they starting to sell crack. And shit started changing real hard in like the late 80s, early 90s.
Hell yeah.
I went back to the Eve again.
Man.
I went back to the Eve in the 90s.
Man.
I went back
to come up to the Eve. I was like, boy, it's treacherous around there.
Okay.
Eve after dark was that bad?
Man.
When I came back in the 90s,
man,
it was rough for me.
Man, that neighborhood was no joke around there.
When I first opened the Eve up in 79, I wore a suit to work every day. Not because I had to, because I wanted to. That was the vibe of the Eve. When I came back in 92, nigga, I had to wear jeans and tennis shoes every day because niggas was fighting.
Man, niggas.
It wasn't even a party no more. It was waiting to see how many niggas gonna fight tonight.
Yeah.
I couldn't even sit in the office. I used to be a time I go to my office, have me a girl back. Should be stop. People be listening to this shit. I be getting caught up on this shit. But I'd had company, and now I got to walk the floor like my security guards, man. I went dressed like I am right now.
Eve was right in the middle of the hood.
It was a whole different thing, dude.
Where was the Eve located at?
Man, on motherfucking Avalon and El Segundo. You got Ujima Village down the street. You got Athens Park. You got the motherfucking Centennial right down to the 1-5, the 135.
Right down the street.
The
Gardena right around the corner.
Man, it's surrounded by nothing but the blood homies.
So y'all ain't never perform up there?
Man, I think I went up to the Eve one time, man, and we snuck up in there. That place was treacherous, man.
Now, if you came with my brother with a shotgun, you was all right. My brother ran with the shotguns. But he also he went to school in Gardena, but he lived with my mama. My daddy had a pad in Gardena. So he would hang with the Bloods during the evening time, but go to school with the Crips, with the shotguns. But my daddy had a lawn cutting service. We cut lawns in the 135. So I knew everybody, and because I never gang bang, I got a music pass because I'm the DJ. Oh, that's the DJ. He cool. That was my thing. That's why I never tripped on shit like that. Because I had the music, and I was doing parties in 1976 everywhere. Watts, Compton, Gardena, essays, didn't make no damn difference. So the music was always my pass, but when I got to the Eve, I got a different kind of pass. That's Lonzo's spot. He don't really gangbang. But everybody knew they knew where it was, so they came respectful when they did come, even like Snake Puppy from LA Dream Team. He was told me many a time. Him and the Egyptian lover used to walk to that motherfucker from. They lived on 60 something. They would walk to the Eve, and didn't trip. Snake Puppy lived in Watts. Egypt lived across town someplace. They would walk 60 blocks to the Eve because the Eve stayed open till 5 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't always fucked up. It got fucked. It did have its issues. Don't get me. I ain't gonna sit here and lie about nothing. We did have our issue. We had our bad nights. Okay. Sometimes if certain people got outnumbered, it'd go down. But for the most part, in the early days, it was a piece of cake. It didn't get really rough till the shit, man. Right before I got ready to shut it down, after the shit started happening.
Yeah, I want to go back to something real quick. You the one, your company initially put the Compton compilation out, correct?
Yeah.
So that means that those groups on that compilation, if a deal was to arise out of it or something, it seemed like that would have went through you.
They did. Compton's Most Wanted went through Unknown.
Mm-hmm.
Vanilla C went through my boy Charles.
Mm-hmm.
Did a single deal with her.
Mm-hmm.
PG-13
went through Unknown.
PG-13 went to Unknown also. So it was like my partner. He was a part of West Coast, but the groups didn't come to West Coast. You follow me?
Yeah, I got you.
By that time we started having issues. I didn't want.
Why did you feel like you didn't have first dibs at trying to get those groups deals, since all of them came through Crew Cut?
You know what? I've always been a little bit different minded, man. Because at that time, hip hop was so new. I got the studio. I'm doing clubs. I'm getting asked all the time. I mean, here, give me something. Give me something. Go. Give me something. Go. That was always my attitude. Okay. I was always on a different situation. I provide the platforms. I didn't really want to be nobody's manager.
Okay. So
I'm not a producer. I don't make beats.
And Jerry Heller was with you at first, right?
Jerry Heller was with me first. I don't make beats. I own studios. I own nightclubs. I own platforms. I give people shots. Okay, I provide opportunity. So if I give you opportunity and somebody says, "Hey man, one of my boys," like even right now, I ain't made a record in damn near 35 years. Man, I got this dude. I got a rapper, or I got this. I make beats. I still hook people together right to this day. I get my money now. I do a little bit different, but I hook people up. That's what I've always done. I'm not an artist. I've made records. I write songs, but I'm not a fucking artist per se. I ain't, nigga, you put me against 1,000 motherfuckers, I'm still gonna be last when it comes to rapping. But when it comes to motherfuckers that put niggas on, ain't nobody put more niggas on than me.
Let me ask you this, man. Did Jerry ever come to you because you hooked him up with Easy and them, right?
Yes, sir.
Did he ever straighten you out for that?
Hell no.
Let me ask you this, and I'm trying to say that ain't no other way to ask. Was Jerry Heller a crook?
Jerry Heller, it depends on how you define crook. I wouldn't call him a crook, but he was smart. He knew what he was dealing with, and he knew like unknown. Well, I'm gonna say other people did
right.
Take advantage of certain people.
Exactly.
That's why I always felt that he did not want me too close to these fellas. Understand this. I'm in business at 19, DJing already. I got my first club at 22. I know how to count. I know what 20% equals. And Jerry had already experienced my business acumen when we got our CBS deal. Because when I got my CBS deal, we got headhunted from by Larkin Arnold. Larkin Arnold's a big-time producer. Bad boy from, he the one that discovered Frankie Beverly and Mays, brought Marvin Gaye over to CBS the whole 9 yards. So we got headhunted from McCullough to go to CBS, Sony. And when it came time to do the deal, Jerry didn't get me the deal. I got my own damn deal. So now come time to do the paperwork. I don't have a manager. Jerry wants to be my manager. I call my lawyer. I say, hey, his name was Kent Clavin, still around. I say, Kent, do I need a manager for this project? He said, for what? What you need a manager for? I said, well, don't you need a manager to do your deal? He said, no. I'm going to do the negotiations. All your manager going to do is call you and tell you what I said. Then you're going to say yes or no. He going to call me and tell me yes or no. Okay? So cut out the middleman. Buy yourself a cell phone and be ready to answer the phone. That's how I learned the game, because they wasn't giving out record music business lessons back then.
Hell no.
They wasn't giving lessons out then. Okay, wasn't no YouTube, wasn't no books, wasn't no music universities. So if you didn't know somebody that was gonna put you up on some game, you wasn't gonna get none. So he charged me, I think it was like $7,500 to do the negotiations with Sony. I'm learning the game. He explained this shit to me as I'm going. I'm getting billed for it, but it's the best lesson I ever got. You get billed for college. You see what I'm saying? So as this shit is going on, I'm learning the game. So now Jerry realized that this motherfucker's pretty smart. He don't need me. So I saved the crew 20 grand by doing the deal myself. Because if we had to deal with Jerry, we'd had to give Jerry $20,000 plus give the lawyer $7,000. That's $27,000 off of $100. Now we got a $70,000 budget to work with. Because I did the deal myself instead of having $7,500. Now we got $97,000 to work with.
Makes sense to me.
Make a big difference.
Big ass difference.
Make a big ass difference. And I bought my own studio. I bought my own demo studio. Made all my beats at the pad first. Then went to the big studio and recorded that shit. So now I got all this equipment. I got a studio. We got 20 grand extra to spend to fuck off or whatever. That's what we did. Fuck it off. Okay. And this is how I was always taught to think. So I had a different mindset. I wasn't stuck on being an artist. I wasn't stuck on being a label owner per se. I was trying to get us the game as fast as possible.
You were the businessman.
I was a businessman.
Gangsta Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangsta Chronicles, this is